Coast Avengers. West Coast Avengers. Did somebody call for me? Where is the Silver Surfer? Oh, what do you do when Silver Surfer's coming? You've got to call Galactus. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of SunDAVE Sit Down with me, Dave, and Galactus. He invaded my stream. I didn't even call him, but he's here. And now he's gone. Hi, everybody. It's been a while. Feel like it's been a month, but it's been more like a week and a half. Galactus is here. We're gonna put him with Jar Jar. Yes. Oh, Miss, I love you. All right, I don't know what's going on over there. Manny and Warlock, welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you all. It's good to be here again. I missed everybody. That is the truth. I missed doing this. The last time I did this, there was like 25 people here, and it was mind-blowing. It was after I got the GSX, and people showed up to hear me talk. And I was like, why are you here to hear me talk? Well, today we're going to talk about this guy. Uh-oh. What do you do when Silver Surfer's coming? You've got to call Galactus. You've got to call Galactus. He is the intergalactical warrior. We are catching up live on YouTube. We can talk tomorrow, Maddie. Don't worry. There's another day. So I just got back from the road trip with Dave. I've actually been home a couple of days, but we were still digging around stores in this area. But it's back to the grind of selling comics, talking about comics. Actually, wait, that was what the road trip was all about. So I hope you all watched the episode that premiered this morning. If you haven't, there's still time to catch it. Don't worry. And if you're watching this on the replay because you're either watching shitty football or you're watching The Last of Us, well, that's more of an excuse. You'll see this on the replay. Hi. I watched the first 5 minutes of Last of Us, and literally the opening scene sets up the entire reason for the, like zombie things. It was brilliant. It was just 5 minutes. So I can't wait to watch it after this is done. And I was watching Infinity War earlier today. I revisit those movies every once in a while. Endgame and Infinity War. Sorry. I finished in Endgame today. Man, when Iron Man bites it, when he dies, it still hits. It hits, and it hits hard. I think it's because you watch Peter cry, and then he gets all choked up, and then you watch what's her name? Oh, great, I can't remember. Not Penny. Gwyneth Paltrow. Pepper. You watch her, and then you just kind of lose it. But anyway, that's just me. I'm an overly emotional person. And if you didn't catch the episode yet, I just want to play this clip from it, which killed me. Me and Dave shot the opening little bit, and I just wanted to play it here tonight because why not? I watched those while cleaning, cooking. Who am I kidding? Yeah, not doing it. You just watch those. I got you, Ray. I got you. All right. So if you haven't caught the beginning, get the beginning. Oh, whoa, a little rusty. The beginning little skit. Here it is. Yeah, man. How you doing? Yeah, I'm reading Creepshow, dude. It's so good. It's really good. This last panel, it's Bernie Wright's, and you want to read it? Here you go. Right? I know. Anyway, that was from the mind of my pal, Dave Korea, the other part of the West Coast Avengers. And you can catch that episode. It'll be on for the rest of eternity. So yeah, the road trip was great. Part 2 is going to come next week. I got some big books, including I'll spoil it, Crow #1. And one of the cool things I got is what we're doing on the stream tonight. And I'll show this off, but I want to go over some other stuff first. Is this Silver Surfer 19, was this 91 Comic Images sealed box. I got this at Iguana Comics, and I have a love relationship with these. Like, Comic Images made some really, their quality was garbage, right? They there was no quality control on these cards, but they look fantastic when they're, when they're in slabs. They look fantastic when they're in your hands. And this is the one I got graded earlier this year, and that's the cover for Silver Surfer number 4, the classic pop. Oh, whoa, Bob, the classic John Buscema cover, or Buscema, however you want to say it. And I just, I wanted to get this graded until we all hopefully get destroyed by an asteroid. It's coming. It's coming. I don't know what that was a reference to, Avery. They must have commented that like 20 seconds ago, but I don't disagree that it's going to happen. So I'm going to open this box. I'm trying to get the lighting a little better, but I might just move the camera down a little more so you can see it better. But before that, let's talk about the Silver Surfer. We've got some Silver Surfer fans in the house, people I know that are diehard Silver Surfer fans, like Maddie, and I know Trip and Avery are both big Surfer fans. I'm a huge Surfer fan. I have been since I was a kid, because in the Surfer universe, you get the best villains. You get Thanos, you get Galactus, you get Mephisto, and occasionally you get Doom. I mean, like, yeah, no love. You'll see it next week. We'll talk about it more. But there's a little spoiler for y'all watching live. Surfer, yeah, so Surfer brings all the boys to the yard, and those boys are the villains. Shalaba! But there's plenty others. I mean, that's, Drax is heavy in that universe. Pip, Star-Lord. I fell in love with the Surfer, I guess would have been, when Infinity Gauntlet started, the rumblings of Infinity Gauntlet started. I didn't read the Thanos quest when it came out, but I was reading Surfer at the time. And you can't really have the Infinity Gauntlet without Surfer, apparently, unless you're the MCU, which they did pull it off pretty well. So I just thought it would be fun just to look at some of the Surfer stuff, and then we'll rip the box and we'll keep going. This is going to be a good show. It's my triumphant return. I hope everybody's having a great weekend, and I hope they've had a great weekend. Don't forget to hit the like button. And Wednesday, I'll be back with West Coast Wednesday. Next Tuesday, there's going to be a little surprise. Moving Wednesday to Tuesday and doing a team-up sale with my homies at the Bronze Age Batcave right here on the YouTube. So it'll be a longer show. Some crazy books will probably be found. So one of the most classic Silver Surfer books, and it's cool because when you think about it, up until the first ongoing series, but let's just fast forward to the end of the first ongoing series. Sorry, volume 2 of Silver Surfer. Right, you before volume 2 of Silver Surfer, you get an 18-issue series that starts in the 70s or late 60s. I'm sorry, with the this cover being cover 4, but there's a bunch of one-shot stories that happen over the course of the first 30 years of the existence of this character. What up, Derek? Bishopism in the house. And one of the most famous ones, I actually think it's the most famous one. I don't know if I would say it's the best, but the Mobius Silver Surfer, Stan Lee writing, and Mobius doing the art. First off, let's look at that actual cover. Oh, Maddie, technically volume 3. Yeah, I know, but the John Byrne one that's what I'm trying to say. When we talk about a volume of a series, it should be more than one book. And the John Byrne one was one book. Just like this was one book. Actually, this is 2 books. The Mobius Silver Surfer is one of the most beautiful things ever put out by Marvel, when they actually had respect and revere for their own company as opposed to what happened to them. And it's just a great story of Galactus coming to Earth and Surfer's warning everybody, but Surfer's like, no, these people do not deserve to die. And Galactus is like, but I'm hungry. I'm hungry. If you've never read this before, you can pick up the double issues. You can pick up the hardcover. You can pick up the trade paperback. Not an expensive pickup. If you're not familiar with Mobius's work, this is a great place to start before you dive into something like the Incal or anything else he's done that's wild. Blueberry. There's so much Mobius out there. He left us with a great body of work, but this Silver Surfer one's just a great story. It's Stan Lee, and Stan Lee loved the Silver Surfer, and he wrote the shit out of the Silver Surfer. There are a lot of stories that he wrote. They do get to be cheesy, wordy, but the art in this is fantastic. I think this is probably the best. There's the Galactus dick that just takes off. That is definitely, um, yeah, that's a dong. That is a dong right there. No balls or one ball, all shaft. And this is actually really well written. Kind of shows how shitty the human race is and how religion is. Well, I won't get into that. But it is a very religion based story. And there's some stuff written by Mobius at the end that's definitely worth reading if you want to hear about his process involved in this book. But that is Silver Surfer by Stan Lee and Mobius. So that's a definite pickup that you need if you're going to be just diving into Silver Surfer. This is the one I read last week for the first time. Another one shot, a graphic novel. Judgment Day by Stan Lee and John Buscema, or Shema, or Sema, or Sema, however you want to say it. Cover by Joe Jusko. Woo boy! And this entire graphic novel is comprised of only splash pages. So you're really getting the best art and the best layout that you could get for such a great epic story. And it was not put out by Epic Comics, was it? No, it was under the Marvel label, which the Mobius one's put out by Epic. Serve me forever. But Mephisto lays a trap for the Surfer. He doesn't fall for it, and he keeps scheming and tries to figure out a way to trap the Surfer to steal his Silver Soul. And Nova shows up, and that is Frankie Ray, which just I love the two of them sitting on this asteroid just commiserating. Lots of text to read, but it's actually a pretty good story. It gets a little wordy, like towards the end you start just kind of like, all right, the words are not as important as the art. Exactly, the art is fantastic in this, and it just gets like it ramps up and gets better and better. So instead, Mephisto decides to lay a trap for Nova to steal her flaming hot bod. And what Mephisto doesn't realize, or maybe doesn't care, that kidnapping Frankie Ray is just going to incur the wrath of the big man himself, the purple magician, the man, the myth, the Galacti. And yeah, this turns into a great just battle between two behemoths, as they would say, behemoths, behemoths. I never said that word right when I was a kid, so I'm not going to start saying it right now. But yeah, Galactus looks fantastic through the lens of John Buscema. And Tripp says, I was reading a Jack Kirby biography. One of his anecdotes talked about how Jack had a much different vision for Surfer's inception, but Stan ended up steering him into how we know him today. And I think, and their hindsight's 2020 and all that, but I think we're better off for that happening. But then again, in another timeline in the multiverse, Silver Surfer might have looked different. Galacti means more than one. Sure, it's our show. We can do whatever we want. So you get your first double. Well, it's not a double page splash because it's just great composition, because you almost feel like Nova's kind of looking at Galactus, but in pining over him. She is in love with him. That's evident. But she's also, I feel like she's in love with everybody. She's a lover, not a fighter. Just fantastic, beautiful art. Great story. Fun to read. Definite pickup. I don't think this is an expensive book by any means. You got lots of Surfer, and then we get this. I love this panel. Galactus is like, the Surfer! He attacks my Golden Herald. Because she's under the control of Mephisto. Or as some people would say, Mephisto. But I think it's Mephisto because it's based off Mephistopheles. Look, what's a name? My name's David. Two great splash pages there, and then we find out, or Galactus is about to find out who's behind this, and once he does, oh, it's on. That's a great look. Buscema. He's taken inspiration from his own images and his own composition. Right there. Mephisto thinks he's defeated the Surfer. Nova says, only Galactus can save us now. And sure enough, here comes the big man. Mephisto is just, I don't think he realizes what he's getting himself into. He's got the Surfer. And here comes Galactus with a Frankie Ray on his shoulder. Literally. He's on his shoulder. Forearm. Great splash page of Mephisto right here. Love it. One of my favorite characters of all time. And here comes the fight between the two of them. And it's just carnage. It's absolute carnage. What up, Vic? Look at that page. If you saw it on Instagram, I did post this. Let me see if I can get that out of the glare there. Here we go. Look at that splash page. Just, I would love to see what the original looks like. I would love to see how big it is. This sells the entire, this is the whole thing. This is like the culmination of this whole book is to this double page splash. Galactus sitting in the lava, trying to destroy things, eat some energy. And then how does it end? Oh, Mephisto just runs away like a little bitch. Because he is. If you ever read Infinity Gauntlet, you'd realize how much of a little sniveling. He's like kind of what Loki was before they really leaned into Hiddleston's role in the MCU is Mephisto. And once they realized how much people loved Hiddleston, they made Loki a much better character. Less sniveling, So ends with that one page splash, and that is Silver Surfer Judgment Day. Now, not to bury the lead, but I want to look at one more thing that I picked up on the road trip, which was kind of a surprise to me, how cheap I got this. But I was looking through this, dude. It was Fallout Comics in Portland. I was looking through like the $2 box, and I found this, and I was like, oh, whoa, this is pretty cool. Hold on, guys. Just gonna fix this real quick. There we go. Oh, check out the new holographic stickers coming to a package near you. Right there. There we go. Loki was a coward, and then they made him a charismatic asshole because Hiddleston had to. Yeah, that's exactly correct. So I was looking through the dude's $2 bins in Fallout Comics in Portland, and I just saw this, and I'm like, this is weird. It's square bound. It's kind of familiar. And then I looked down here, and I realized this is a coverless Silver Surfer #4. Speak of the devil, right there. It's this card. It's this cover. This guy sold it to me for $2, and I was like, you know what? I have a copy that's getting slabbed. I've never looked through this book. And so, speaking of Loki, I thought this was a good pickup. So let's take a look through it. Gonna keep the stickers and sell the books. Fair enough. Me too. Right, exactly. Holy shit, $2, a coverless Silver Surfer #4. So it opens with the Loki, and like I said, I've never seen this book. I've never read this book, but it's a Buscema special because it's Sal inking his brother John, and I guess there's some type of Defender stuff going on here. No, there's everybody. There's some Thing and Hercules and Hulk. But we're really concentrating on a Surfer story here. But everybody's in this. It's like a little recap. Looks like Loki's going through the Surfer's history. I'm really interested to see if this has if there's a splash page like this in here. Look at Surfer hanging out with the animal kingdom like that. Just chilling there with a lion and oh, I'm sorry guys. No wonder why the view sucks. Sorry. This is what I was trying to do the whole time. We're not going to start over. He's chilling with the animal kingdom because, Surfer's a man of the animals. And it looks like Loki just shows up and does his stuff and, tries to touch the Surfer in his bathing suit area, which is, covered by a bathing suit. And beautiful book, though. I mean, Buscema on Buscema. That's some Buscema action. What's up, Armando? Oh, by the way, guys, Wednesday, I'm going to be giving away that slab. I hit 1,500. So 1,500 subscribers next Wednesday. I'll be giving it away. Or this Wednesday in 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is. So it looks like it's a knockdown, drag-out fight between Loki and the Surfer. But, obviously Thor's going to get involved because, Thor's got that, he's got that big hammer energy. He likes to throw it around and say, I'm Thor. So I actually will read this at some point. I just not going to sit here and read the text to everybody. So sorry to hear that, Vic. That's sad. So yeah, this is just the classic Silver Surfer #4. The one that covers there, and I'll probably put one of those out of that pack. But we got to get to the fight. Here it comes. Just beating the crap out of each other. But it really isn't much of a fight in this comic. It's more of a Loki versus Thor. I mean, a Loki versus Surfer. Yeah, Thor being Thor, exactly. BHE, Big Hammer Energy. But this backup story is pretty beautiful looking. Well, I'm excited to actually read the text of what's going on in here. But yeah, that was a coverless Silver Surfer #4 that I got at Fallout Comics for $2. And let's put that somewhere safe. All right, let's do this. I am going to rip this box so we can talk about these cards. We can look at these cards. And there we go now. All right. There we go. So this is the Silver Surfer Comic Images set from the early 90s. I'm going to guess it's 91. There's no date. Oh, wait. 92. And yeah, I'm excited to rip into this. Does Beta Ray Bill access? Of course he does, but his is more like a horse hammer energy. You know what I'm saying? By the power of the cosmic beings, I will open the Silver Surfer box. Now, I'll probably grade some of these. I'm going to save a pack or two and not open them, but 36 packs in this box. 7 packs, 7 cards per pack. Let's get it opened. There's nothing like super special, like insert, because every card's a Prism. I don't think there's anything besides the 72 cards, but that's your pack. I'm going to try and get some better light on this. Give me one moment, folks. If I do this. This thing doesn't want to go down anymore, does it? No, it doesn't go down anymore. Okay. All right. Is anybody in here besides me super excited for the Last of Us show? Because I can't wait to watch that later. Once I'm done doing this. All right. This is probably going to be the best I can get for this. Jim Lee art. Yeah, right there on the pack actually is Jim Lee art. So yeah, there should be some Jim Lee. He did a pinup Jim Lee did a pinup. Okay, you guys can see these. That's fine. I can even hold them up here. Jim Lee did a pinup in Silver Surfer Annual with Atlantis Attacks, and that is actually this. Does it have that crappy plasticky coloring? I mean, it's Prism, so that's what Prisms are. But rounded corners, the production on these is just garbage. But the cards themselves, I love. Ooh, look at that Eternity one with Doctor Strange. That's cool. That's from like when Strange had that weird outfit. And there's Ron Limp shot. Oh, there you go. Here's some Magus wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. So that was from Infinity War. He's the evil twin of Adam Warlock. And we got the same card in the beginning of the pack as we did at the end of the pack. Quality control. You can see it. That's an interesting one. Weird dynamic pose. This is from the cover of Silver Surfer. Does anybody remember what cover that is? Off the top of their hand. No, like that wizard. No, it's not CG. It's not that. This is all art that was featured in published comics. So none of that CG bullshit. Shalabal! Oh, hell yeah. You get a little Thanos holding Surfer and Drax. It's hard to see this one. Pretty sure I just got that one. Oh, there you go. Adam Warlock and the Infinity Watch. Man, what's her name? Why I can't remember Pip. Pip rolled around with what's her name with the huge boobs. Moondragon. There we go. That's Moondragon. Drax, Namora, Pip, and Moondragon. It's that Thanos card. I mean, I don't know what's desired in this. I mean, to me, anything with Mephisto, Thanos, and Galactus is desired by me. But maybe it's thank you, David. I'm excited to keep going with it. There's the In-Betweener. Man who can't decide. These are fucking sweet. Oh, thank. No, these are not bricked. That's why the only good thing about Comic Images cards is that they never break because they're made of the worst paper. Oh, there's the same card. So, like I said, there's Ego. I almost called him Egon. Once you were vegan, now you will be gone. What movie is that from? Or a comic? There are chase cards. No, there's no chase. It's just the 72 cards because every card's a prism. It says it on the pack. Look. Every card, they even use the apostrophe in the right place. Every card's a prism. I did buy some other boxes that'll be ripped on future episodes, including two different Hulk boxes that one of them has a chance at a Jack Kirby cut. So, there it is. The cover for Silver Surfer, was that 23? Love that. That's a hell of a card right there. I'm going to regret saying that when I put a trading card set in one of my books. Do it. The Super Scroll again. Oh, there's Green Girl naked. That's She-Hulk shaved head. No, who is that? Mantis. Wait, that's Mantis? I did not remember that's what she looked like in the comics. All right, there's that. There's that. So I wonder how this stacks up to the one that I got a 9 on. It's got a rounded corner, but I think these all do. They're all just produced site garbage. But I'll sleeve this one. Maybe I'll give this one a shot. We'll see. Probably do a little CGC. Yeah, they're pricey now. All these. These are 92. So these came out in 1992. This was probably the best. Oh, that's a cool one. It's probably the best of the comic images sets besides the McFarlane one. But it's the, I think, I could be wrong. I think this is the only all Prism set that comic images did. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. There it is again. So I don't know if I'll rip every single pack of this box because we're already getting crazy duplicates, but I might save some for like future give outs and stuff like that. But definitely going to do at least half the box. Looks like we're getting a new card that I haven't seen. Was that Terrax or Champion? Right. Nova. Come with me. Oh, yeah. Just gotten 3 of these cards in the last 4 seconds. And there's Drax. Just a character pinup of Drax. Never saw that Mantis before. I've only seen how they did her after the movie. Yeah, same. I don't remember. I didn't remember what she looked like. Let's dig down. Let's grab a pack from here. Maybe I'll get some different cards. Thanks for joining, everybody. This is just something I wanted to do tonight. Probably going to stick around for a while after this and just chit-chat. I have the first Marvel comic card set like 10 times over. Are we talking, if you're talking 90 Marvel Universe, which the white border cards, set can be worth, 100 or so, give or take. They've come down since, everything's kind of settled down and dropped. But yeah, and the holograms, they're like the toughest cards to grade because of the centering on them. Here's a little Star Fox. Little Surfer getting by is that Wilford Brimley? No, what's that? What's his name? The Stranger, right? That's the Stranger. It's my left hand. Namor, aim for the flat top. That's a big ass flat top right there. Ah, yes, classic Ron Lim, Silver Surfer from, I forget what issue that is. Peace. He's like, peace. See ya. Well, okay, so Ray, that's the thing. Marvel Masterpieces 92, I think they grade knowing the rounded corners. So that's why I'm going to give a shot to some of the cards I love in here and see if I can nail a 10 on them because these are pack fresh, as they say. But I agree with you. Mephisto sitting on his crown of shit, or his throne of shit. The Silver Surfer's principal antagonist on Earth is the demonic Mephisto, who has continually sought to break the noble surfer spirit and enslave him to his will. Yes, enslave me, Daddy. Daddy Mephisto, enslave me. All right, let's do this one. Ooh, crying. He's weeping for his woman. His longtime girlfriend, Shalabal! Upside down? Or right side up? Shalabal. Ooh, there he is. Did you just call me? Anyway. Oh, yeah. That's a horrible card. Another one of those Jack of Spades or Jack of Hearts. There it is. Very teethy. A very teethy grin. This card's all messed up. Not going to take a chance on that one. Shalabal. And there she is. The Green Mantis. Oh, sorry. Well, peering at him. Listen, if you're afraid that Mephisto Daddy's going to get you, and you leave, he's going to get you. I sold my soul to Mephisto, and now he wants my ass. All right, we got the Living Tribunal right there. I love it. I love the Living Tribunal. Yeah, there's a little ding on the back of that card. We got some classic Surfer. It's probably an older image. That one's got a crease. Look at this. Look at the quality or the lack of. Let's see if I can get it in the light. There it is. You can see it right there. Thanos was right. This is true. This is true. Did Vic really leave because I called Mephisto my daddy? Because Inhumans. Oh, that's a good one. Drax and Surfer. Ah, yes, Galactus forming the Surfer. I think that's like the beginning of that's kind of like his origin story right there. Yeah. Yep. Classic image right there. Almost looks like he's doing a dab, right? I don't dab, but And there's the Living Tribunal again, as well as the Celest. So that's interesting. They're called the Celestials in this. Ah, thought they were the Celestials. Football. Oh yeah. All right, just got that one. I'll probably be able to make a set out of this. We got that already. Got another one of those. And another one of those. Oh, hell yeah. That's the cover for it is. He's totally dabbing. That is right. That's the cover for Silver Surfer number 50. I absolutely love this card and love this cover. Uh let's see what we got here. Yeah, this thing's not gonna be a grade positive. And then we got these two already a couple times. It's totally dabbing. This one's a good one too. The Infinity Gauntlet one. That's the cover for what was it, 34? Well, it's a page or like an alternate image from Silver Surfer 34. These are fun. I like these cards. Yeah, that issue 50 is it's such a classic cover. It's such a classic book. It had the embossed foil on it, but then they had the second printing and the third printing. That thing went through a couple printings, which is kind of surprising. There he is. Kulakukan. No, Tolukukan. I don't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. There you go. There's some classic surfer goodness right there with a nice little crease on the back. But still a classic Kirby right there. I'll pause for a little water, just in case I'm sounding a little too much like Arthur Harrow. And there's Adam Warlock looking mean, like a mean motherfucker. And some more classic Kirby. That's a good one. Drax, flat top again, and more classic Surfer. At least they're giving me some good Surfer poses on this. He was betrayed. Wait, got 3 of them, plus they stole the Thanos is coming story. Yes. I've never bought a storage locker auction just because okay. You can win at those. The problem is if there's too much stuff in the locker, I'd have to rent like a truck or a van to throw most of it out if it was garbage. And then, with comics, I don't know if you got to watch the episode that we dropped today. Oh no, it's next week. You're going to hear about a guy's house we went to on our road trip who bought a storage locker with about 50 long boxes. And we skimmed through every single one of those long boxes, and it was like the worst stuff I've ever seen. It was all quarter bin stuff. He wanted a dollar book. He didn't know anything about comics. It was like Valiant, and then every Image title except Spawn and Superman and all these books, Legion of Superheroes that nobody wants to buy for $1. So, an auction. So you said there's an auction by you for an empty unit aside from 3 full long boxes. Look, if you can get that for under $500, you're taking a chance. It's no different than buying an expensive box of cards, and you don't have a lot to dispose of. But getting into storage auctions, you really have to worry about what's the other stuff in there, and are the comics garbage? Now, most people wouldn't store garbage unless it's a store that closed, and I think that's what the guy in Oregon went through that we met up with this week. So, you know, if I were you, if that was me, and I saw a storage locker with 3 long boxes and nothing else, and it went for under $500, yeah, I'd go for it. Too much work, Armando. Too much work. Storage lockers, it's not about the comics, it's the VHS black and white TVs, vacuums that you have to get rid of. Exactly. Exactly. Or the couches, the 3 couches that you have to dispose of. Or, you know, there's a YouTube channel called Locker Nuts. I was on his channel once. He's big Bay Area locker guy, and he talks about what you usually have to deal with if you get into it. Now, he does this at a professional level, and he's um, one of the most well-known guys, but it's so much work. You think buying comic collections is a lot of work? Buying storage lockers that are a whole bunch of different stuff is way too much work, just like you pointed out right there. All right, next pack. So, not to discourage you, but just, if you're getting into it, just be warned that there's a lot of work involved. If you're buying a storage locker of all comics, it's a different story. But if it turns out that it's all garbage, then you have to figure out how to get rid of 45 long boxes of Valiant. There's a great Thanos card right there. Whew. Thanos, followed by the man known as Galactus. Well, he's not a man, he's a being. And we got another one of those. All right, I'm gonna sleeve this one and see how it compares to the other one. I'd really love to get this in a 10, just to have it in a 10 for funsies. Shalabal. Maybe the Jim Lee card's not in here. It should be though. It's the cover image for the pack. There's another Thanos. Let's take a look at this one. It's off-centered. Also, the centering on these, not all the best. So when you're looking, and look, I don't have a ton of experience grading cards. I do have a ton of experience as a card collector from my entire childhood. But the centering is off on these. You can see more border here than you can here. So you want to look for perfectly centered cards to get a 10. Otherwise, you're not getting a 10. You want to check the borders. You want to check the edge wear. You want to check all that stuff. Grading cards not like grading comics. You would think it's easier, and I guess if you're a seasoned vet, it is, because it's just one single piece as opposed to a comic book, which is multiple pages, front, back, cover, staples. So learning. It's a lot of learning. There's another one of those classic. Oh, there it is. There's the Jim Lee right there. Hard to see the actual image on the camera, but it's fantastic. And this is not a grade-worthy card, but still a cool card nonetheless. There we go. Horribly off-centered, but there's the cover for issue number 1. Hey, Dave. It's Dick Dave, who also, we also bought boxes. He didn't buy a box of this, but he bought a box of the Bernie Wrightson cards, and I did too. Going to be opening those in a couple weeks on a sit down after we post the episode of me and Dave going through Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein. So there's the Silver Surfer 1 cover, first issue. It's card number 1. Hopefully we can get a nice one of that and get it graded. I don't know if I opened this one yet. It's not Jim Lee. I don't know who did this though. If anybody could pinpoint the artist on this one, let me know. All right, well, barely even scratched the surface. What is the big card? What do you mean? What's the big card? In this set, I don't think there is a big card. I mean, maybe that, number 1. But this, I think this is one of the preeminent cards in here, Ray, is that Jim Lee one. And it's the only one I've pulled out so far. That's what she said. There's another Warlock card. Shiny. Hey, back-to-back Warlocks. Speaking of Warlock, back-to-back Warlocks. I do know the card, but I have not pulled it out yet. Hopefully, I will very soon because you mentioned it. Here's another one of the Jim Lee ones. This one looks a little bit better. But it's just the production quality. These cards all have like some variation of damage or, edge wear. Oh, there we go. I haven't gotten this one yet. I think this is I think, I could be wrong. This could be a page image from Infinity Gauntlet or something before, an issue before Infinity Gauntlet. All right, well, there you go. Oh, there's another one. This is a cool one. I like that one. And then another Warlock, and then another Surfer. That pose is fantastic. I think this is a Jim Lee also. I could be wrong. Inner self. My inner self is telling me I am the Silver Surfer. Man, remember when Doug Jones played the Silver Surfer? That was the only good part of those Fantastic Four movies. Keep getting that same pack. Drax on crack. Rah! Wait. Rah! Yeah, I love that cover. I think Ron Lim is one of the most underrated, understated artists of my comics life. He was responsible for so much iconic Surfer art in the 90s and the late 80s, including some of the Infinity Gauntlet stuff. His work with George Perez, Jim Starlin, he did some stuff with that. I love. Doug Jones, I think Doug Jones is the only person that bests Doug Jones in the talent department in what you're saying is Andy Serkis. I think the two of them are two of a kind, and I couldn't agree with you more. Ron Lim, classic image. This is card number 43, the Death Wish. Yeah, these are also horribly centered all across the board. So I think that's, you know what? Oh, look at that one. Let's see. I wonder if the centering, no, this one was centered okay, but I wonder if the centering is what dragged this the grade on this down. Let's see what we got here. See if we can pull that Doom card. I know there's going to be a new card in here that we haven't seen. Oh, there you go. Watcher. Reading Infinity War Omni now. So many iconic panels. Lim's Thanos cannot. Yes, I agree. 100%. I think as much as I love George Perez's and Thanos, I mean, on the cover from Infinity Gauntlet 1, that might be the best Thanos image ever. I think Ron Lim is oh, you're reading Infinity Gauntlet. Whatever. Same idea. Yeah, Ron Lim is fantastic when it comes to Thanos. Ooh, look at that one. That's a Doctor Strange hat, rabbit out of the hat. I don't know who did that. Oh, there's a Doom right there. I don't know who the artist is on this. It's like the rabbit looks like Sam Keith, but Strange doesn't look like Sam Keith at all. That's an older image, like Buscema. There's Doom right there in the background. We got Fing Fang Foom. I don't know who that is. And then a scroll. This is a cool one. That's some old school, maybe Kirby. Philosopher. Rah! There's Warlock again. Ooh, that's a cool Hulk. Out of context, but cool Hulk anyway. Just don't know what that's from, but cool Hulk. And then finally the FF, Fantastic Four. We've gotten that Watcher in the beginning of the pack. Ben Grimm looks mean. He looks real mean. I mean Ben Grimm. It's clobbering time. Uh-oh, guys. Guys. I have a special message right now from somebody. I just got this call in. It's about a movie. I don't know. Look, I don't really want to give this guy any more steam on my channel, but let's watch this little special message real quick. Hold on.
Oh, man. I'm here with the Catman himself, T-Child. You guys know him from that movie, Wakanda Sometimes. I hope you got to see it. It's one of the best movies of the year, and that is a Comic TM movie review.
Man, this guy, he keeps sending me movie reviews. He keeps sending me messages. Man, you know, if I could get Comic Tim on here right now, I would, and I would give him a piece of my mind. Because, dude, first of all, he wears my shirts. No matter when I put them away, he wears my shirts. And I hate it. Anyway, let's get back to the packs. It's a Comic Tim movie review. I mean, at least he kind of got T'Challa's name right. But he called him the Cat Man. And Wakanda, sometimes it's Wakanda forever. I can't believe they let that guy in there either. I heard he was running around trying to draw on the art and stuff. Hey, by the way, if you guys haven't been to the Oregon, if you live in the Northwest or even just the West Coast, if you live in the West Coast, take the trip up to Portland. You can take the trip up to Tacoma too, but take the trip to Portland. Go to the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. Go see the Marvel superheroes exhibit and all that original art. It's there till I believe April 23rd, but don't take my word for it. Just go see it. All right, we get this card again. That old Kirby Silver Surfer with Doom looming in the background. This looks like a really good card. Centering is off, but man. There's Mistafakles again. This one's centered perfectly. Just looks like shit. There we go. It's about the 17th time I've pulled this card out. Jack of Hearts, Jag of Hearts, and then a checklist. Gotta love the checklist. So let's see that Doom card. It's number 14. So some of the ones that we haven't pulled is Doom, Nova, unless it's the other Nova. It's not the other Nova. Thor I pulled out. Yeah, so some of these I haven't gotten yet. Hope y'all are having fun with this. I love opening packs. There he is. Magus. Magus. The Magus. Such a cool card. We go with the Super Scroll again. Doc Strange. The Infinity Gauntlet. Oh, there he is. You have not gotten me again! No one will fool Doom! Imagine he sounded like that whenever they cast him. I'm Dr. Doom! Actually, he should sound like this. I'm Dr. Doom. Gotham has nothing on me. Magus again. Ooh, I love it. Eternity with Doctor Strange. Foiled again! You'll not foil me again, Batman. Yeah, that's a cool card. Hopefully there's more of those in here. We need more Doom! There's the Hulk again. Hulk. Watcher. Star Fox. Mistafakles. Jesus. So this one's centered pretty well, but you can see that corner. Yikes. Hulk again. There's that card again. Man, I will probably have pulled out 2 sets of this by the time I'm done opening this box. But like I said, I'm going to probably open 30 out of the 36. And then, oh yeah, I haven't seen this one yet. That's a cool one. Galactus giving the Surfer a little pat on the back. Right? That's what he's doing. Yeah, you can actually see the foil coming off the card on that one. Quasar looking all mad as hell. Probably because Thanos is up to no good. There's a little King Scrolls. Hey, foiled again! I'm Doom. Mephisto. Oh my God. Say that 10 times fast. So it's Mephisto. Whoa, wow. Bane is Doom. Do you feel the charge of the galaxy? I'm Dr. Doom. Do you feel in charge of the galaxy? I'm Gotham's Reckoning. Let's see how this one looks. Yeah, off-centered. The FF, you got that card. So it seems there's a couple of repeating patterns. First card is the second to last card in every pack. And there's Infinity. Oh, I don't remember what an Infinity looked like that, but cool. She's sexy. Remember when I said Mephisto was my daddy and the Vic left? Everybody needs daddy. Mephisto's my daddy, just like Shalabal is my lady. I don't know. Actually, I'm going with Infinity. She could be my Infinity. I don't even know what to say. I can't say anything because it's just going to get really nasty and dirty. Death. They could have picked a better image of Death than this. It's like the resolution on this. It's like they took a comic panel that was this big and they zoomed all the way in on that. There's so many other panels with her in it. Like that one. They could have used that image for the front. But no! Anyway. I love Death. And there's Nova. Fantastic Four cover. What number? I forget what number. Franklin Ray. Wait, where did it go? There it is. Yeah, this is me. I have not ripped a bong hit in probably about a decade. And if I did, that'd be me. That'd also be me. Going to the fridge and being like, let me get that chocolate, bro. Talking to my refrigerator. Nope. I drink and eat my weed these days. Oh, look at that. It's kind of like Jazz Hands, what's his name? Fire Lord. Cool dance moves. Stay alive, ha, 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 ha. Stay alive. Ah. Anyway. Well, there were some new cards in there. Maybe we'll get some more new cards. Shadowball! There's Quasar looking pissed off still. All that jizz. Oh, all that jazz. Oops. What's okay? Now we got some dance moves. Yo, check this out. One day back in Philly, 4 guys, they wanted to surf. They came up to me and said, "What's your name, boys to men?" Hey, I'm surfer, you say. He's throwing a beat right there. He's throwing some, I don't know what's going on here. There she is. Magus. I really want this card to be in perfect condition so I can grade it. But I feel like every card from this set is an automatic 9 or worse. Can anybody tell me if they've ever seen a CGC or a PSA 10 in this? Hey, double Quasar. Quasar. Oh, it's Captain Marvel and Quasar. Whatever. It's the same goddamn thing. Tell me there's a difference between these two characters. And I'll say, look at this. And you'll say, shut up, Dave. And I'll say, okay. If I got 15 people in the room, I'd give a pack away. You know what? Let me get the giveaway tool up and running just so I can put my money where my mouth is. Excuse me. All right, there we go. Let's get this pack going. Surfer is being abducted by STDs, and there he is, freestyling right on his surfboard. And he's like, "Hey, lady, can I take you out on a date?" And she's like, "I'm asleep." Hey, the surfer just kidnapping women. I don't like this one. Oh, there it is. Surfer risks the STDs again. And then Drax, all coked out. Look at his eyes. That is a man. That is the man who has been on a 24-hour bender, and then he's doing coke to stay awake. I know. Drugs are bad. Okay. No wonder why there's only 8 people in here. I'm a psychopath. All right, here we go. That is the cover for number 50. Once again, oh, we've got a decently centered card with crappy corners, so yay. I love this cover. This is a classic surfer cover. Hello, Amber. Hello. I love this. This is a Starlin Perez, I believe, or Starlin Lim. Starlin Lim. Partners. Oh, yeah. All right, I'll try this one, I guess. Nope. Just chip the card. All right, well, I'll get another one probably in the second to last card in this pack or the next pack. Oh, that's a fun one. There's another one of these. And the in-betweener. By the way, you feel free to throw me any questions or tell me your favorite Silver Surfer book or why you don't love Silver Surfer. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Silver Surfer. May not be a huge fan, but I don't know anybody that's like, oh, I hate that character. I'm glad to hear that. I got creative on the packaging. I wanted to make sure that X-Men '94 had a little extra, love. Little extra love. Speaking of love, these two clearly have always loved each other. They just don't know how to show it. This one, probably not a candidate. It looks like, it's like the bottom left corner for every single one of these packs is got some damage to it. I love this one too. You know what I just noticed? That Thanos' face is in the Captain Marvel card. Yeah. Oh well. I wasn't opening this box to grade it. I was just hoping to find a couple of cards in here that would be worth just slabbing. But I'll probably do it anyway because I like the way they display in the slabs, as I've already talked about. They look real cool in the CGC slabs, even if CGC doesn't know how to grade these cards yet. More Frankie Ray. Skrull. Galactus looking very regal. Hello, I'm Galactus. What's your name? And there's the checklist again. I'm trying to think if there's some of these I haven't gotten yet. I almost feel like I've gotten the entire set, but just keep going. There's the Death Looking Stoned card and another Frankie Ray. Let's see. We're approaching the first hour of the stream. Let's see how many packs are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'll put these here. I don't know if I'm going to open those. I might try and get another box of these, but for now, I'm just enjoying. Ooh, these weren't bricked together, but they felt like they wanted to be. That's from the Mobius one that I showed earlier in the stream, a Mobius graphic novel. And we've got Warlock and Pip the Troll. So it looks like an entire new pack here. Galactus with some Kirby Crackle. And then back to Nova again. And the Champion. More Mobius. Ooh. That might be the best Surfer card next to the Jim Lee. It's a shame because there's some edge wear on there, and it's such a beautiful card. And then we've got the Mobius again. Oh, thank you, Amber. Yeah, giving away the C Todd Win Todd slab on Monday. So everybody who had entered is entered. And if you still want to enter, the way to enter is watch one of my videos, comment with a detail about that video with the hashtag CTODWinTOD, STWT. And for bonus entry, post my channel, promote it on Reddit or Facebook or Twitter and screenshot it and send it to me via Instagram or email, westcoastavengers@gmail.com. You have 3 copies of Fantasy Masterpieces 4 by far. Yes. It is the greatest cover, which, it's that. I have a copy of this issue number 3 and a copy of issue number issue number 4 and a copy of issue number 3 at CGC. I hope to get a number 1 sooner than later this year. I had a chance at an 8.5, but the person sold it before I had a chance to buy it. But that's on my short list, Silver Surfer number 1. But 4 is such a classic cover. All right. Ooh, speaking of Silver Surfer number 3, there's the cover right there. All right, so this, I don't even care. This is getting an automatic, probably a grade for me, because I want to post, I basically want to have the 3 and the 4 covers to go along with the 3 and the 4 slabs that I have coming back from CGC. But there is the cover for Silver Surfer number 3, the first appearance of Mustafa Cletus. That's his name if he lived in the South. Mustafa Cletus. It's a cool one. I think I got this already. But hey, speak of the devil. And then he's Mustafa Cletus. But there's the cover for Silver Surfer number 1. And of course, there's like some weird production line on here, which is going to prevent it from being a perfect card. Because otherwise, it would be pretty nice to grade it. There's a surface issue, which you guys can't see, but I can because I have eyes and you don't. There's the cover for Surfer 3 again. That one's pretty beat up. That was a very heavy Mustafa Cletus pack. So the bottom packs are bricking a little bit, but they're not leaving any marks. And the term bricking means when they stick together because of the gloss or for whatever reason. All right, looks like we're just going through some of the same cards we got. We got another Doom one. Looks pretty nice, actually, for what most of these cards gonna look like. Yeah, I'd be interested to know if anybody has graded any of these cards, if you've gotten any of these back in a 10. I'd be very surprised. All right, I think this is going to be the last pack that I open. I said I was going to give, if I got 15 people in here, I was going to do a giveaway of one, but I'll hold them for future giveaways. That way you guys have chances to get them. This is a cool one. I do like this one. It's got my two of the bad boys, Surfer and Galactus, eating planets upside down. And then there's that. What does anybody remember what issue this is from or what splash page this is? Can't remember. Great image. All right, so what do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which one of these should I open? I'm going to open this one. I don't know why, but I'm going to open this one. This will be the last pack I open. Oh, there we go. There's the Jim Lee with a raised corner, but can't tell how bad it is. Here, another great Silver Surfer Classic pose. Ooh, this is the Dynamic Surfer pose pack. Look at that. You get the Jim Lee. You got that one. Those two right next to each other. Then there's the cover for Silver Surfer 3. Another. Wow, this is possibly the best pack. 2 Jim Lees in the same pack and another cover 3. Let's leave that too. I'll also be taking some of the doubles, throwing them in with orders. You'll probably get a card with your next order. Hulky. This is cool. Got a bunch of these centering. Oh, this is horrible. All right. So that was that. And this is CNN. That was a lot of fun. What was anybody have any insight? Their favorite card that they saw, or their least favorite card, or their least favorite moment of me opening my mouth? Like I said, I've got some fun stuff to open in the next couple weeks. I'm gonna try and keep it like kind of like a theme. Like, oh, we're gonna open this box and talk about this character. And we're gonna have this person on the stream, and we're gonna open it and talk about it. I don't, whatever. Maybe I can convince Bernie Wrightson to come back to life while I open the box of his Masters of Macabre cards. That was dark, wasn't it? All right, where am I putting these? Oh, they're just gonna go right here. 4 now. By the way, showing off my new holographic stickers. Look how pretty they are. All right, well, that was the box opening. Super excited to watch Last of Us later on after I'm done with the stream. It's not comic book, but they did a comic book based off it, and the print run on that was extremely low. And let's see how that's gonna fit. Okay, that'll fit good. So if you do have a copy of number 1, it's a 4-part miniseries. It's called Last of Us American Dreams, I believe. But Last of Us is show that premiere on HBO tonight, and it's based off the hit video game, which had the sequel come out a couple years ago. And in my opinion, Last of Us 2 is the single greatest video game of all time. I don't think there's going to be too many people to disagree with at least it being one of the greatest games of all time. But I absolutely love that game. It's such a heartbreaking story, and it's a gut punch to the end, but worth every single second of gameplay. Not for the weak at heart. Here's another thing I wanted to look at today. I finally had a chance to read this yesterday. I picked this up from our homie Angel, East Bay Comics. If you're not familiar with him, then you should, because he's a good human being and he loves comics. He loves comics. And I know Avery is a big fan of this book. I don't know if Avery's still in here. But this is Full Circle by Alex Ross, the Fantastic Four original graphic novel. And this is the San Diego Comic-Con, or the preview edition, I should say. The preview edition was limited to 3,000 copies, I believe. Anyway. So yeah, I was 100% in love with the art in this book. And, it's Alex Ross. So if you like Alex Ross, you like Alex Ross. If for some reason you don't, this book is not for you. The inside of the dust jacket features this beautiful kind of retelling of the very simple retelling of the origin of the Fantastic Four. And, his use of color on this is perfect, because it's just like flashback, is all simple tones. It's very dull tones. And then when you see them, it's like they're all lit up by Johnny, the Human Torch, fire guy. And so it's different. Like, the interiors of this book are not his typical painted this. It's not this. It's, what it reminds me of. And I don't know if there's like I don't know the technical, but it reminds me of like what a blacklight comic is, or what a blacklight poster is, just with a little more detail and more color. But the colors are done by Alex Ross and a guy named Josh Johnson. So, Ross is obviously going to oversee the coloring of his work, because he's a typical guy that just does all of it. He does his colors because he's a painter. But the way this is done, I love the use of lighting in this. Mostly because, like, you see the thing in the refrigerator and he's fully lit up, and then he closes it and then the kitchen lights are what's lighting them up. It's a great mood for this comic, but very simple story. It is a sequel to the That Man, this man, that monster, this man, whatever the name of that book is. That's issue number 54. No, 1, 2, 4, 55, 56, or 57. Somebody put it in the comments. This man, this monster, and it's a sequel to that. It's a direct sequel to that because this is the guy that imitates him in that book. That like changes his form to look like the Thing, and this is a feast for the eyes. Like story, like I said, is not it's not a beautiful storyline. It's a very simple one, but it is really you're reading this for the art. You're reading this to see Alex Ross doing a full comic for the first time since, I don't know, Kingdom Come. I not up on my Alex Ross bibliography, but I don't remember the last time he did all the interiors, like Marvels or Kingdom Come or anything, or whatever the one after that was. So yeah, they decide they're going to go to the negative zone, but they don't want to start a war with an nihilist just in case a nihilist is behind this person that intruded in their home. The panel layout on this is great. It does become a little confusing at times. Just a couple of times where I'm like reading it and I'm like, wait, was I supposed to read this or that? But this 2-page splash is absolutely fantastic. The use of black and white color. I mean, the use of color in this book is really what sets it apart from anything, from everything. Ross's artwork looks great in this, but it's the colors that him and Josh Johnson doing here. And there's this. I posted this piece of this, I think, on my Instagram yesterday, and it's just this insane 2-page splash of a nihilist eating these insects, and I didn't realize like the scale of a nihilist until I'm reading this book. I'm not a big Fantastic Four reader. I never have been. I could tell you my 6 favorite or 7 favorite Fantastic Four comic books, and they're all 2 storylines. It's the Galactus Silver Surfer trilogy, and it's the new Fantastic Four trilogy, the Art Adams one. And then I think the only thing I've ever really enjoyed that stuck with me was was also the first appearance of Black Panther. I haven't read the John Byrne run, and I know I should, but I haven't. So sue me. Don't sue me, please don't. I don't want to get a lawyer. Is everybody all good out there? Very quiet in the chat realm. Yes, this is a bonkers annihilist. I want a blacklight poster of this. That's what I want. Marvel, do it. Make me one. Make me a blacklight poster of a nihilist. Yeah. And then this was the one I think that confused me. No, what? Yeah, no, this page reads right because you read it here and then here. So that makes sense. Like the way the art is directed, it directs your eyes. Then this thing shows up, which I don't know. I love this though. Let's get to the bottom of this Ridley Scott nightmare, and then this character says, "I don't know who that is, but will my nightmare do?" And then it goes like full black and white, black light comic from there. Just absolutely incredible and beautiful. This reminds me of like so many different horror tropes that I love. And one of the things that this panel, this page reminds me of, and maybe that's the inspiration, and maybe I just kind of thought of it, but it's like David Bowie in Labyrinth with all the creatures, and his face is the only thing you really see. Who's the babe? The babe with the power, the babe with the babe. That scene. And then they fall into this dark nightmare thing. And then all goes black. And the rest of the comic is just blank black pages. Thank you, Alex Ross. Oh, wait, I'm just kidding. And then we get some of that Alex Ross art. The painted art, especially, he's really good with those. He does that a lot in his paintings, and I wish I had some more Alex Ross stuff. I didn't expect this to be. I wasn't going to try and go into Alex Ross tonight, but you could see the streaks and stuff. He does that a lot in a lot of his images. A lot of the DC stuff that he did with Superman has some of that imagery. But here we go through the nightmare, and I still don't think I could figure out what character this was unless somebody else knows. But yeah, Mock, yeah. And then Annihilus shows up, or at least they think he shows up, and blasts that pit, and Annihilus, a character, like I said, not super familiar with the origins and the goings-ons with Annihilus. Janus. Oh, yeah, that's the character's name, Janus. I don't know. This story kind of, basically here is kind of where the story kind of got away from me. But that being said, I still thought it was a feast of the eyes to look through this book, even if the story was very much okay. Love this photorealistic looking planet Earth page. And, it's funny because he uses his models and he does a lot of photorealism, and he uses a lot of photo reference, specifically photos that he takes to paint. But I think it works, especially for this book, for, 4 distinctively different looking characters. He kind of nails it pretty well. Another 2 splash pages that are absolutely gorgeous, and this one specifically is a 100% tribute and ode to Jack Kirby. This whole book, is a tribute and an homage, I guess you could say, to Jack Kirby. So Alex Ross is not shy about that at all. One of his biggest inspirations. He's a huge fan, and we all know that. Jack Kirby influenced so many people, and a guy like Alex Ross does not hide that. And why should he? Because he's completely different than Jack Kirby, and that's the thing. It'd be one thing to be somebody trying to be Jack Kirby and not have any attributes of your own, but Ross is the opposite. Ross is he's his own beast, but pays tribute to the things that he loved and still loves. So once again, this story kind of got away from me. But it's a beautiful book. Very Darth Vader looking suit too that he's got, but such a Jack Kirby character right there. And they do the good thing, and they get him so he can get out of this place and live a life and be free. And there's Lion-O guy, and there's the lightsaber thing, and Multiple Man. But I was just, this is a treat. If you guys don't own this, pick this up. It comes in we did a softcover Treasury edition, and it's just great art. And it's something that Marvel has been sorely missing. And it's funny, I watched the Cartoonist Kayfabe episode on this, and they kind of pointed out that Marvel still doesn't want to take a chance. Putting this book out, they weren't going to do it by themselves. They did it with Abrams. It's a huge publisher, publishes some of the nicest comic hardcover, collections and stuff like that. But of course, Marvel wouldn't put this out by themselves. I'm not going to try and take this out because I had a pain in the ass getting it out and getting it back in yesterday. But there's a little 8x10 or 8x11 print, and the image on that print is the image on the inside of this dust jacket. But that is Fantastic Four Full Circle by Alex Ross. Came out this past year. This is the hardcover preview edition that I picked up from my buddy Angel. And that was, wanted to just kind of go through that because if we're going to talk about the Surfer, and I ripped the box of the Surfer cards, might as well talk about the Fantastic Four. Do I think Ross's painting approach takes away from the movement? I heard somebody complaining about that. You mean the movement of the characters, or you mean the movement of like comics? I don't know. I mean, if you're talking about either or, I don't agree with that. He is a one of a kind. Like there's some great comic book artists, and Amber, clarify what you were talking about so I don't go off on the wrong tangent. Then again, there is no such thing as a wrong tangent. I think the movement, like the physical movement in his comics, it is what it is. It's painting, but I think it does, like, if you're talking about physical movement, this panel specifically really hit home for me. It really was great. I do that shit all the time. My fridge. Oh, character. Okay. So my fridge and my counter are almost exactly 6.5 feet from each other. And I sometimes leave the fridge door open. And that's exactly what I do without looking. I just kick back and I close the door. So I think if you're talking about physicality movement, I think this book actually is the opposite of that. I think this shows some great movement. In his painted stuff like this, I don't know. I could feel the movement in this panel right here. I could feel the movement of the rocket too. So I disagree. But I'm just one man with a stupid show. It's not stupid. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and read some more of his stuff. Like I've only read Marvel's. I can't remember the last time I read it. I read it twice. I only read Kingdom Come once, but I really liked it. Those are, his two most legendary pieces of work. And then I think we could put that in there. Did anybody else read this? Do they have any thoughts on it? I'd love to hear it. I'll probably give it another go. I usually read everything twice that I enjoy, or I'll read things twice if I sort of enjoyed it and I want to get a better appreciation. I do that with movies all the time too. Like I love watching movies that I loved multiple times, but there are some movies that I'll watch twice and see how I feel after that second viewing. Most recently, I think Last Night in Soho, the last Edgar Wright movie. I watched that twice, see if I liked it more, and I kind of felt the same way. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it. Flush Jackson's in the house. He said he couldn't make it, but he's here right now. Exactly. That's okay. Flush, you missed. What did we go over? We went over the Surfer. We ripped the box. We got some Surfers Prism cards. Lots of Mephistophelides. That's his new name. We walked through Fantastic Four Full Circle. And what else did we talk about? We talked about coverless Silver Surfer number 4 and Silver Surfer Judgment Day. You're probably gaining that there's a theme to this show. And then the Mobius Silver Surfer, which is a fantastic book. The road trip was good, but that there's more about that soon. You got to see the first part today. What else did I pick up that you guys saw in this episode today? Well, I'll show you the other boxes. Let's see, I should be able to reach them without any incident. For future episodes, we've got this one. And got both of these that are coming up. At some point, we'll pull these out on a sit down. But this is the film and comic box for the Incredible Hulk from Topps. Actually, this one's not Topps. This one's Upper Deck. This one's Topps. So I guess they made sets the same year because the fuckery with the Incredible Hulk rights probably led to this happening. I put a hold on it a few months ago at my library, still waiting, but it's so gorgeous I should just buy it. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Angel had this up at one of his claim sales, and I wanted to read it, and I know it's the limited edition, so I figured like if I didn't like it and I didn't want to keep it, it would be an easy piece to sell. But I do want to keep it. The ElfQuest box. Was there an ElfQuest box that I missed? Because I guess I must have. You might be the only one wondering. Crow One, yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Next week, I'm excited to talk about that because I picked up a Grail like the day after I was telling Dave about it being one of my Grails. But yeah, so this is the Upper Deck box, and there's chances of finding a 1-of-1 Jack Kirby cut signature card. I'm sure I can't win this original Hulk #1 anymore, but what else is in here? So there's film cards and comic cards, famous cover cards, John Romita Jr. illustrated film cards, which that's not sketch cards, Jack King Kirby's signature cut cards, and then the promotional sweepstakes cards, which I'm sure if somebody won it or if they didn't, it's no longer valid. It is a very surfer-centric. I do? Hold on, Flush, wait. Let me see which one you're talking about, because it's not actually ElfQuest. There's no ElfQuest, but where does it say that? Where is he seeing this? Oh yeah, this one. No, it's just an old box. It's just an old box. It probably had ElfQuest on it at some point, but no longer. No longer, my friend. It is a very surfer-centric evening. Welcome in, Big B. I was going over these that I picked up on the road trip. Sorry, I got sidetracked by ElfQuest. And then this is the Topps box. Same year, 2 different Hulk boxes. Let's see what's on what I can get in this one. Special insert cards, gamma ray foil, crystal clear cards, and then here's the hand-drawn custom cover cards before they were called sketch cards. And I'd love to get one of those. Let's see what the odds are on that. There are no odds on the box. So those are both for future episodes. This is going to be a fun one. And then in a couple weeks, probably 2 weeks, I'll be opening this. Yes, it's actually, if you rub them on you, you become a Hulk. What's going on with these Hulk boxes? Opening, yeah, a couple. Well, do it at a later date. I'm just kind of teaser. And speaking of a later date, probably about 2 weeks, I'm going to be opening up this Bernie Wrightson box, the Master of the Macabre. And this has a chance at getting a Bernie Wrightson autograph. 90,000 boxes were produced back in, 90-something. And 93. So there's going to be some Bernie talk. That'll be a lot of fun. So let's get that screen out of the way. And so the trip was a lot of fun. And I go over the half, and feel free to throw out any questions about any of the shops that I hit. I'm excited for it. What's up, Eddie? Evening, my friend. So the Bay Area shops that I hit, and they're ones that I've talked about before in the past. If you've been following along with my travels and my exploits as a comic digger, Escapist is a lot of fun. Those were the stickers, and these are the cards. So this is what I think all the main art came from, and I think they took some of that and put that on the stickers. Ghostly Graham Ingalls, that would be an interesting one. I don't know if any of like the EC guys or the EC era guys have boxes besides Frazetta. I know there's Ken Kelly, but I think they started doing them more towards the 80s with the fantasy sci-fi artists. But I could be wrong about that. Exactly. So Escapist Comics is where I got my Fantastic 449 and my Fantastic 452. It's if you're in the Bay Area and you want to see like some of the more eccentric, like I don't know what to call it, but you guys are familiar with like some of the stuff I collect. But it's like posters, portfolios, hardcovers, magazines, like just all of the comic book stuff. Escapist has a lot of it. Now, sometimes their pricing's a little higher, but they do price based on rarity. Um, did I get those Scrooge comics? I just bought the one um, where he's hitting the cash register. That's all. I have most of them. They were the reprints, so I didn't really feel like buying more. The last place I went on the trip, it was an old bank. What grade would you give that shop? Oh yeah, Iguana. Well, so the box that I opened tonight, the Bernie Wrightson box, both of those came from Iguana. They're not finished with the build out. I think Carl, the owner, said they have about 2 months left. But just based on what we got to see, and then the behind the scenes stuff, like the other rooms he took us in, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. By the time they open, it's gonna be a 9 or a 10 out of 10. Like if they end up putting out and like putting out all the stuff that they have in the back room, and prices are as good as what he gave us, yeah, yeah. So Iguana Comics is in Grants Pass. Grants Pass is like 20 miles north of Medford, so it's southern Oregon. Um, excuse me. So yeah, Iguana was fantastic, and I might have to just take a drive down there at some point. Stay with my aunt and just go to the store, spend a couple hours there, and drive home. I used to have a signed Midnight Constitutional print from Wrightson. I used to have one of the Frankenstein prints, the oversized print where he's in the lab, and I sold it years ago, and then I rebought a different print from the Frankenstein book about a year and change ago, and it's signed and numbered, and I'm not letting that one go. Granny's panties, as we call it in Oregon. Oh wow, I'm gonna have to refer to it. Where'd you go to Iguana Comics? Oh, it's in Granny's panties. That's right, because it's Grant's Pass. I asked because I heard he has a big following for the original books. I don't know what that means. He has a big. Oh wait, hold on. Did I get the? Oh. Yeah, I have a lot of. I have 2 boxes. I'm sorry, Amber. I realized I was looking at 2 different comments. I have 2 Golden Age boxes. One of the collections I got last year, which I know you watched the one Golden Age video. If you watch the other one, you'll see I got a ton of Scrooge stuff, including a double cover and like some of the bigger Carl Barks Scrooge books. So, um, but yeah, Grants Pass, Iguana Comics, um, Escapist in Berkeley, and then Bronze Age Batcave, which is fantastic. I've talked about it. I've gushed over that store, and it's come to a head because next Tuesday, West Coast Wednesday will be on West Coast Tuesday, and it'll be a team up sale with Bronze Age Batcave right here on YouTube. So that's going to be really exciting. We'll work out all the kinks on the filming side beforehand, so hopefully it won't be too much of a mess. But when people come into a different forum, they usually do. They always do their claim sales on Instagram, but we'll have to make sure that they are prepared for YouTube, this venue. So Escapist, Bronze Age, Game Shop downstairs, which is always a great place to dig if you live in the San Jose area. Alameda Sports Cards and Comics, a little hidden gem on the island, I guess you would call it, of Alameda, which is right next to Oakland Airport. And then we tried to go to Bizarro World in Davis, but the storms had ripped right through that part of California, and the power was out. Oh yeah, the interesting shop. So, did I say next? Yeah, wait. Yeah, Flush. It's next week, the 24th. I'm not gonna do a back to back. It's just gonna be the 24th. Yeah, Fallout Comics. I'm surprised you've never heard of it. It is not too far from where you are, but I've heard some interesting things about it before I went, and it was wild to go through. Unfortunately, I didn't film too much, but I have plenty to say about it, which you'll hear about next week. So yeah, Flush. This week, Wednesday, I'll be live, and then next week, Tuesday, I'll be live with Bronze Age Batcave. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun. And then Bizarre World was out of power. Then we went to that antique mall in Woodland, and that turned out to have this big little stack of big little. It's an oxymoron. I had a little stack of Swamp Thing books. Bernie writes in. So it was funny. Other Dave, helped manifest our trip being a very Bernie Wrightson centric trip. And look, I'm not going to complain about that. I love Bernie, and I don't own enough Bernie, and so owning more Bernie is always good, and good is good, no matter how you look at it. That's the Dave Venger way. No, that makes no sense whatsoever. But uh, yeah. So picked up. I don't know, probably about like on the trip combined, probably like a half a short box, and then a couple of sealed boxes of cards. Well, one of them's not sealed anymore. I only picked up one graded book, and a bunch of other just random stuff. A couple Wizard magazines, a couple this, couple that. Been starting to go down the rabbit hole of fantasy artist card. Going to start grabbing Frazetta and Roger Dean. Obviously I know Frazetta, but I know the name Roger Dean. I feel like he's done some movie posters or stuff like that, if I'm not wrong. But Frazetta, you can't go wrong with that. Yeah. Good is good. Confirmed. Exactly. Oh, that's right. We were talking about that. I was talking to two different people about Portland Shop, so forgive me, Brian, if I confused my two conversations. We were talking about that place. Yeah. He did not disappoint, but yeah, it was eccentric. He was eccentric. It's just funny because I had hesitated to go to that place the entire time I lived in Portland, and I had hesitated to go to that place the last couple times I was there. But since I was with Dave, I figured, let's do it. So we got 11 people in the room. Hey, look, if 4 more people show up, I'll give, oh, well, now we're down to 10. I'll give away one of those packs. I have no clue what other. But otherwise, will be other times for giveaways. And then don't forget, this Wednesday, I'm going to be giving away that Spider-Man number 198. I may not be a list guy, but ever think of doing a best list of shops you've been to? I mean, I'll just sit here and recommend them. I will say this. There's parts of the country I have not been to shops in since, like 2019. But you guys know my list of shops in the Bay Area. My most recommended shop in the Seattle area is Ancient Comics, which only deals in back issues. Jeff's, he's an eccentric guy, a very lovely, eccentric, weird guy, just like yourself and myself. But he really offers the best selection and the best prices, and will always, I'll guarantee you this: you pick up a book on the floor, off his like bins, you pick up a book off his wall, and you're getting the best condition that he would ever put out. So, he's very much a place you could spend a lot of time and a lot of money. So that's my top shop for Seattle. And Mr. No Love, I probably will do one of these by the end of the year because I'm doing some traveling this year. So I'll get to some more shops. There was one in South Carolina I went to, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was in one of my old videos of my Carolina trips. There was another one that I liked for its selection, but not its prices. Florida, Portland, I can name a bunch, but Excalibur, Floating World, probably be my top 2 for your just best selection. But best shop in Oregon overall, I'm gonna go with Iguana, because by the time that place opens its full power, it's gonna be so sick. It's gonna be so sick. So that answers that for you. Yeah, Trip. Next time you're gonna be there, you give me a little heads up. I'll come meet you over there. LA, I haven't been to a lot, but I haven't been to any that I really liked. I've been to a bunch. I haven't been to Frankensons. The only two that I really want to go to just to see is Frankensons and House of Mystery. Um, let's see, where else can I say that I've traveled? Dallas. I haven't been to too many comic shops, but I can tell you the half price books there is the flagship half price books in Dallas is pretty badass. Chicago, I could recommend you record stores and food more than comics. Milwaukee, shit, what's the name of that place? Wonderland. I went to this really cool shop in Milwaukee in 2014 that was like two stores. Like one of them was his storage, and the other one was the actual store. And I can't remember the name, but I'm looking up on Google right now to try and figure it out. It could have been Wonderland. Could have been Collectors. Nope. Oh wait, what's this one? Lost World, Lions Tooth Comic Spot. Yeah, I can't remember it completely, but I think it's I don't remember, but it was in Milwaukee. It was a badass store. Never been to Frankensons. I love. Yeah, I've never been there either. Next time, Excalibur. Yeah, yeah, places. Yeah, yeah. Um, let me think. What other cities? So New York City. I mean, Midtown Comics is the mecca, but you're not really going to find any back issues there. You're just going to find a lot of selection and new stuff. Great place to have a pull list. I'll say that. Half price books used to be a lot better, and now like they've really like dedicated comic people that charge. The problem I have, and I haven't been back to Dallas or Arizona since the pandemic, but all of the other half price books that I've been to since the pandemic, since like the comic boom and all that, they're pricing at the top eBay prices, but they're not taking into account one thing: condition. And I've seen them charge like $70 for a book that would sell for 65 and a 9.8, and their book is like, mid grade. So half price books, you can find stuff, but you have to find the locations that don't, gouge prices in the comics. Long Island, the two legendary stops, the two legendary shops that still exist from when I was a kid. Uh, Grasshopper Comics in Mineola and Fourth World Comics out in the Stony Brook area. I went to Grasshopper Comics when I was back in New York. It was like 2 years ago when I went with my oldest friend, and that store still slaps. It still slaps. They expanded. Their wall books were great. Their back bins were great. It was the comic boom, so prices were up. So hopefully they've corrected. Boston, I only hit a couple comic stores, but Kamikaze is fucking awesome. Kamikaze is like a half museum, half comic shop, but I still found stuff I wanted to buy. Have I been to all 50 states and visited a comic book shop? I haven't been to all 50 states. I haven't been to Alaska and Oklahoma and Kentucky, Maine. There's like 7 states I haven't been to, and I haven't been to comic shops in all of them. But when I started traveling for work in 2008, I would usually stop in a comic store if I had time. Comic store, record store, coffee shop, and then if I can, see a show and an antique shop. That's like how I love to experience a city. It's not tourism stuff, it's doing those things. Vegas, I've been to some shops. I never went to Torpedo. No, I've never been to Mile High. Actually, Denver's one of those states. Colorado's one of those states. I don't think I've been to a comic book store, but I've heard really bad stuff about Mile High, and it's like as cool as it would be to see it, I ain't paying those prices. I can't remember the name, but I was in Columbus. No, I was in Cleveland, and I went to this little like comic toy vintage shop. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like right on the river. or the lake or whatever's there. That was a fun shop. Um, oh, there you go, Maddie. Kamikaze was your LCS for a while. It's a great shop. Like I bought one of those Jim Steranko History of Comics treasuries there at a good price, and that's funny because I was looking for Wizard #1 when I was there, and that was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and they didn't have one, but they had like every Turtles book in a first print. Mile High looks overwhelming. Their pricing's overwhelming. Yeah, appreciate you answering. Yeah, yeah, of course. Anytime that I have a sit down, it's pretty much topic appropriate questions are welcome, but I always want to be able to answer any questions. I love this shit. I love the fact that there's people that actually want to ask me stuff about comics. I bet you do, Maddie. I bet you do. So Canada, the last time I was in Canada, I planning on taking a road trip up to Vancouver to hit some comic stores. There's one bronze. I think there's one called Bronze Age Batcave or like Golden Age Collectibles or Golden Age something or other. I've heard some good things. I've heard some mixed things. I've got a couple people that watch the show from Vancouver, and they've said there's some interesting stuff. But I want to spend like 3 days up there, hit up shops, and then like check out OfferUp and Craigslist and see if anybody's selling collections and stuff. Ryan, I recently bought a set of them, a complete set. It's 2 books. I recently bought it for 40, but I think they go for like 60, 75. I got it in Ancient Comics, so like I said, he always hooks me up with prices on it. Um, but I haven't looked at what they're worth. But that's going to be a future episode. I'm going to sit here and we'll flip through those both. Um, I don't know if anybody buys from them, but every once in a while I'll see a post on Instagram, like, oh, here's Mile High, and here's the prices, and it's just fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I checked their website out. I checked their website out recently, and it's bad. There's a guy on YouTube who shops there at Mile High, I guess. Man, I wish I would have ordered some of the stuff from Mile High back in the day, when it was like, like I bet I could pick out an old Marvel comic. I bet I could pick out an old Marvel comic right now and see. Let's see if we can find a Marvel, an ad with Mile High. Let's see what we got here. Sure, well, I'll pick out a couple of books from different ages in Marvel, and we'll see if they have Mile High ads. But I've never been there. I mean, like, if I was in the area, oh yeah, we'll do a Hulk Grand Design walkthrough. Yeah, I'd love to hear you guys talk about the books that you want to see, because once again, I love taking suggestions from the crowd. Ah. All right, let's see if we can find a Mile High ad. I pulled out 3 different Marvel comics because that's where you would typically see at one point or another every issue. This might be a little bit too old. This is a Avengers number 184. So it's probably a little too old for Mile High comics. If I had a Wizard magazine handy, oh man, it would be a Mile High ad in there. You know what? Maybe I'll grab a Wizard off the shelf, and we'll see if we could find a Mile High price ad, or sorry, just a Mile High catalog ad. Oh, here we go. This is New England Comics. So this is, let's see. This is Incredible Hulk number 337, C. Todd by Todd, 1987. So New England Comics, which Maddie, oh God, you guys can't even see this. Maddie, is New England Comics, is this ad, is this NEC? Is this the people that would put out the tick? I assume it is. So you can get grab bag for 10 different comics, VG to mint for $10. But let's see. Let's find a key issue here. Daredevil 181. So the Death of Elektra, $2, 1987. Dark Knight #1 first print was going for $30. What else we got here? GI Joe #21 was a $9 comic. That's it. Which is funny that that was a $9 comic back then. Nobody gave a shit about that issue back then. Let's see if we can find an Ultra Key. We get a New Mutants. 98 wasn't out yet. Spider-Man. So this was just ASM. They didn't have any copies of 300, so none of the McFarlane eras. Oh, because it wasn't out yet. Yeah, I know you guys can't see this ad, but this is New England Comics, so this should be the place that produced The Tick. Spoon! What's up, Senny? Or as we have heard it called by our long-lost pal, sexism. Comic Tim does ads for Mile High. I've heard that also. I used to order Mad Comics from New England Comics. That's really funny. I never, ever ordered from them any of the mailaways that I can remember. I don't think I had so many LCSs on Long Island. It was like didn't pay to order in the mail. Here's Direct Comics and Games, but yeah, no. Oh wait, what? No, not Mile High either. Damn. But look at all the ads. We've come across 3 ads in one comic that had prices for buying comics, but no Mile High. Flush, you bring up a very, very good point. Yeah, one of my goals this year is to get more into manga, and you know, I not just buying it, but I want to start reading it. So I'm almost done with my Akira run, but I think it's finally time to bite the bullet and just buy the box set, because I do this weird thing where like I want to read a run, so I want to buy it all, I want to own it all, and finding that full Akira run is not just hard, but it's goddamn costly. But I'm gonna read some Akira. I'm gonna read. I don't know. I'm gonna pick some stuff out that comes recommended and that I hear about. But I just want to get into it. I wanna explore the world of manga. And the ultimate goal for this year in that is to take a trip to Japan at the end of the year. Well, we'll see if that happens. I have a couple of trips planned this year. Air travel has not gone down, but at least one of those trips is happening in July. So we will we'll see what happens. I've never read any like really too much manga. I've read some here and there, but God, I can't really even remember what I read because it was so long ago. Just never got into it. Yeah, I mean, exactly. It's like you got to start somewhere. I would like to read Alita, but of course, I just sold those first 6 issues, so joke's on me. Anyway, so yeah, that's one of the goals this year. Getting into manga is daunting. It's like studying the Torah. God damn, that's something I haven't thought about in 30 years. Well, I mean, there's something about Akira that really gripped the nation. So I'm excited to dive into it and read the whole thing. Do or do not, there is no. We'll see if that happens. That's true. That's true. The doujinshi shit is crazy. The self-published stuff that they keep exploring. Right. Well, I have probably the first 20 issues of Akira, maybe the first 24 issues, but it's the last couple that are super low print run and super expensive. So we'll see what happens. And if we ever do get together and trade, that would be nice. Trade night. I would love to host like a trade night on the north, like on the West Coast, but it would have to be such a task to get that together. Man, I just I got a copy of Akira #11 somewhere around here that I picked up that's in crispy condition. I want to get some of those Atomo books that we keep seeing. You know, it was really funny when I went into some of these stores. I made it a point to ask I made it a point to ask, do you have any like Katsuhiro Otomo hardcovers, any sold out books? And most people looked at me like, who's Katsuhiro Otomo? I'm like, the Akira creator. Goddamn United States, uncultured land of shit. Uh Only manga I got it. See, but you got into manga, so that's all that matters. It's like, it's the gateway drug is one thing, and then next thing you know it, you're into it. Akira was pretty expensive. That series is it's 34 issues or 38 issues, and it goes for about $1,000. Listen, it's true. It's true. Ask anybody from any other country that speaks like multiple languages, and here we are. Now I can't speak for everybody in the chat, but I'm just a white person that barely speaks English. Uh, but yeah, I'm excited to dive in. It is daunting just thinking about getting into manga. But if we have 14 people in the room, and I promised if we had 15, I'd give away one of the unopened packs from Silver Surfer Prism, and then so come on, people. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's do this. 15 people in the room, and I equals giveaway. Here is the cocaine of comics, very expensive. That is very true. That is very true. Let's post that. The most Shonen Jump. Oh God, yeah. No, I have started to educate myself on Shonen Jump. I know the big ones. I know the covers and the years that they're about. Yeah, first there's a couple of big keys in there. There's it's something I look for, and my eyes are open. And I don't know if it's me. Tell them all about Felipe, dude. Flush. I'd love to get Felipe on the channel, and I have met him. See, here's the thing. I met Felipe twice through two different people, and I believe we hung out. I don't know if I was drunk, but we definitely smoked a joint. So, I'd love to get him on the channel, but I have to educate myself a little bit more on Felipe to have him on the channel. He's somebody I'd love to talk to. Smash the like. Maddie, how is everything with the family? That is a question from Flush, but you can answer that. Yeah, I'd love to give away a pack. Maybe I'll do it anyway. Let's just do it. Hashtag Call Galactus. Hashtag Call Galactus. I'll give this away, and I'll send it the next time you buy something. Hashtag Call Galactus. And then probably close out soon. Yeah, my throat's a little scratchy. Hashtag Call Galactus. Put that. We'll put that here, and I can rip it, or I could just send it to you unopened. Hashtag Call Galactus. Jim Healy's in the house. Anime for me was better. It's all about Mad Dog and Pet Shop of Horror. See, you guys are all teaching me stuff. I need to start. I don't watch any anime. I did watch. So what I do want to watch, what I do want to read. I'm almost finished with the second season of what's it called? Alice in Borderland, and I know it's based off a manga, and I want to read the manga, and I know that the second season apparently deviates from the manga, but it's one of the best TV shows I've watched in recent memory of something that I've never that has no source material I'm familiar with. So Maddie's doing good. Everything's good. Although I don't know what Flush is replying to because I don't see Maddie's comment anyway. So anyway. Yeah, I only watch things with subtitles. So, all right, look at that. We're doing a giveaway, and we got 15 people in the room. Awesome. Watch The Shield. Okay. I also probably want to watch Attack on Titan at some point. I never watched that, but it's just something I want to. I want to be familiar with. I want to get into. We got 9 entries. Give it away this pack. Macross and Robotech, obviously legendary stuff. Oh, all of a sudden, Spidey's in the room. Where'd all these people come from? Thank you for joining. Chainsaw on Hulu. Is that the dude with the chainsaw hands? Or anyway. But Yeah, just familiarizing myself with it is something that I'm excited to do. Hi, hi, Jay. Hi, Jay. All right, 10 people in the giveaway. I'll give it a couple more, maybe like 30, 40 more seconds, and then I'll give this pack away. And whoever wins it, you sent out like 10 invites. That's hilarious. I appreciate it. Death Note. I tried watching the live action Death Note. That shit was horrible. Chainsaw Head. Attack of Titan is a great show. Yeah. See, I'm familiar with some of this stuff by name. But anyway, let's get some more people entering the giveaway. Hashtag Call Galactus. And then I'll leave it up to you if you want me to rip this or not. Silver Surfer Prism Pack. I opened in almost the entire box tonight. They're all Prism cards, obviously. Hashtag Galactus. All right, we'll give it a 10 count. Jack Ryan. Jack Ryan is not an anime. Jack Ryan is a show starring John Krasinski based off the Tom Clancy novels. We're talking about anime. Unless there's a Jack Ryan anime, which then I'll just shut up. Yeah, the live action Death Note was on Netflix and it was absolutely terrible. All right, we'll do this in, let me share the screen. Let's see, share screen, hashtag Galactus, call Galactus, share the screen, and we're going to draw it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Who's going to win this unopened pack? Who's going to win this unopened pack? What do you do when Silver Surfer's coming? You've got to call Galactus. Jim Healy. Jim Healy. There he is. Jim Healy. He's the winner. Jim. Winner. Jim. Do you want me to open this or send it to you sealed? Or deliver it to you next time I'm there? You are worthy. You are worthy. Jim is a legend. And if you guys have not seen the road trip, the comic book road trip, the two-parter where I go to Jim's house, I meet Jim, it's three-parter, and I get his collection, and you guys have been buying it. All right, we're going to open this up right here, right now. And of course, 4 people left the room because they didn't win. Sore losers. Maddie. Oh, Maddie. All right, we've got champion. There's Jim himself, the champion. Oh, Mobius, Galactus. Somebody called him because Silver Surfer showed up. That's right, only part of your collection. And there he is, Thanos. And the checklist, just in case you wanted to know who was in the set. And there she is, Mantis. Mobius, yeah. Mobius, there he is. That's from the Silver Surfer Mobius story. Mantis and the champion again. Double champion. I'll try to rig it better next time. And then Galactus. Oh, what do you do when Silver Surfer's coming? You've got to call Galactus. All right, here we go. So we've got the question. My question is, how did you not buy Jim's entire collection? That collection was sick. Well, I mean, technically I could, but I ain't got room for it. I bought the stuff I wanted. All right, we're gonna find these a better home. So this is officially now the these will be inserted into orders along with check out my new stickers, holographic stickers. Anyway, I didn't buy it because I didn't have the money to buy all of the comics, but I did have the money to buy all of the comics I wanted for now. I still am going to be buying more of Jim's collection once I actually have the time to make a list of all the Turtles comics I need. Thank you, Jim. Those will be donated to a happier home. Maybe one to Maddie, but not all of them. So yeah. So that was the show tonight for the most part. I ripped open that box. Still have some packs left that'll be giveaways and stuff like that. Went through a couple of books. If you don't own this, you probably should. Fantastic Four Full Circle. That's the Alex Ross beauty. That's right. We have to get the 16,000 comics from Billings to Sandpoint to me. I don't know yet, Flush. I'm gonna work on shirts before I do hoodies, because unless I do print on demand hoodies, it's not worthy of me yet. I went through a coverless Silver Surfer #4 that I picked up for $2 on the West Coast road trip that just happened, and we went through the Mobius Stan Lee Silver Surfer original book, as well. Went through Judgment Day, the John Buscema and Stan Lee graphic novel, comprised all of splash pages. But yeah, this was a good one. I hope you guys had fun. A couple of things. Let's just go over those real quick. Couple of things. Please like this, but watch the video that I dropped today. Share it. It's part 1 of the comic book field trip that me and Dave just took, where we went to 12, 13 comic stores, antique malls, all that stuff. And I can't wait to go to Montana. Sea Flush. Well, right, exactly. Yeah, go to the OMSI, the Oregon Museum of Science and Industry exhibit. I went there again with Dave this week, and seeing all that original art in Portland was unbelievable. Wait till you guys see the newest piece of original art that I got. Oh my God, it's going to blow your mind. Next week, I'll drop the part 2 of the video for the comic store field trip. I'll be back this Wednesday for West Coast Wednesday, my comic book auction and claim sale starting at 7 p.m. So that is going to happen again this Wednesday. Next Tuesday, January 24th, going to have my guests, Bronze Age Batcave, right here on the channel for a Tuesday sale with Bronze Age Batcave. There's going to be some amazing books. But don't forget what's going to go down this Wednesday. The Comic Tin Body Pillows fight that episode will premiere late at night. Some of you people in here, 14 of you might have missed. So I'm going to play it again, but we'll get to that. This morning's video was superb. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Jim. I look forward to doing more road trips this year, targeting a Canadian road trip and maybe something across the pond. But yeah, the Bronze Age Batcave sale is going to be great. But let's give you a little bit of one of my favorite movies this year was Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And I just wanted to share with you this weird clip that, I shared before, but some of you might not have seen it. We had an intruder on the show, but maybe we'll let him intrude again. After that, we're going to end the show, but check this out.
Oh, man. I'm here with the cat man himself, T-Child. You guys know him from that movie, Wakanda Sometimes. I hope you got to see it. It's one of the best movies of the year, and that is a Comic Tin movie review.
All right. Well, can't stop this guy from doing what he's going to do, but I hope you enjoyed tonight. Another great episode of SunDAVE Sit Down. I appreciate everybody that stopped by, and I appreciate all of you that watched this on the replay. And once again, everybody, see you on Wednesday. West Coast Wednesday. All right, Andrew, I'm glad you made it too. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you on Wednesday.
West Coast Avengers.